Today we're learning about coffee machine maintenance and hygiene, specifically how to avoid bothering with it. I've spent the past 3 months trying to get the most out of routine rinsing of the group using a blank portafilter basket. Eventually, I suppose I'll need to bite the bullet and take it apart and flush it with cleaners, but I've been pleasantly surprised to see how far good habits can take me. I still haven't found it necessary to do more than rinse between shots and brew my coffee with the right top filter and screen combo. I'll demonstrate and explain both. First, you want to mount the blank portafilter loosely and leave it open long enough to purge the air. That way, turbulent hot water will surround the group head completely. I often let the air out of the pre-infusion chamber and refill it. And you can pause at this point if you like. So do a quick rinse like this between each shot and do a couple of them at the end of your daily cycle. You can place a rag on the bench in front of the drip tray if it's not wide enough to catch all of the water. The second element is combining a paper filter with a thin metal screen, and I think I've got that one optimized too. So let's hit it.
Oh my God.
It's like a miracle.
This routine is most relevant to E61 groups because of their specific design, but I think any E61 compatible machine will see some benefit. A metal screen used by itself will get covered with wet coffee grit and is hard to dig out of the portafilter in a tidy manner. A paper filter alone can sometimes wander, but together they're unbeatable. A little water makes them adhere to each other. I'm using standard AeroPress filter papers unmodified. They're slightly oversized, which is perfect. That little margin of paper outside the screen is easy to grab with tweezers, so don't trim them. The paper faces the coffee, and for some reason it rarely gets covered with coffee grit, and it keeps the metal screen nice and clean. I don't like using the thick metal screens because I prefer not to have to recalculate my doses. Thin ones like this don't require any adjustment. If your dose is already dialed in, it will remain so. Yeah, you still might need to adjust your grind a bit. Now, to see something beautiful, wait just a moment. The paper and screen are easy to remove, and the paper can be reused several times. This basket is made by E&B Labs and has a quartz coating that releases like PTFE. One smack, and look at that. So just brush it in, give it a quick rinse, then rinse the group with the blank basket as I showed you earlier. I started this project some months ago when I noticed an off flavor and smell in the brew water coming from my very nice E61 machine here. I set about fixing it in a video, a link to which should be appearing now. That video will show you how to fix the problem. This video is about preventing it from happening. I didn't notice any major differences between shots with and without top filters. The shot time seems to speed up a bit, all things being equal, but you get a perfectly normal cup of coffee, and you can adjust your grind a little bit. The E61 is uniquely susceptible to developing hygiene issues over time because inside the cam chamber, exhaust water flows, and it might contain coffee oils and residues that will coat the surfaces. But fresh brewing water also flows through the same area. If those oils oxidize, they start to smell and taste rancid, and that can affect your brewing water. So we're all backflushing with cleansers, even though that's usually a very short-term solution. You end up disassembling the group and cleaning all the parts individually. And no matter what you do, the funk inevitably comes back, and you have to do a thorough cleaning on a pretty regular schedule. I've been surprised by how long I can keep the funk at bay. Over 3 months of daily use and still no hint of its return. One side issue is lubricating the cam and axle, or camshaft, so that it doesn't cause abrasion between moving metal parts. That can loosen oxide particles that will give your brew water a sharp metallic flavor. That's covered in the previous video that I mentioned, so I'll leave it there. You can check it out if you want to know more about lubrication and deep cleaning. How you liking these 4K slow-mo shots anyway? I'm starting to get the hang of shooting and editing with my new Blackmagic design Pocket Cinema camera. Since ditching the point-and-shoot camcorder I'd been using forever, I no longer have autofocus, stabilization, or a zoom lens, so everything is manual. This is the third video I've made since getting it, and I think it looks quite decent, at least in the editing application, DaVinci Resolve. What YouTube is going to do to it, I don't know. You may be looking at something quite different right now. Exposure, colors, contrast, I never thought I'd get that stuff under control. There's a lot of knowledge to acquire and skills to master, but I feel like I've been making gradual progress. Up next, or at least soon, a fond farewell to my ECM Synchronica 2, an excellent dual boiler machine with a heated group. I've had it for the better part of a year, so I'll talk about the many things I like about it and the very few that I don't. I'm going to replace it with the new ECM Aesthetica, which is a high-end machine with an integrated group. I'm looking forward to that, so keep in touch. Slán.